Hello, everybody. It is time for a little talky talk about some pigeons. That sounded way better in my head. All right. Alrighty, so we're gonna go over here to what is the current makeshift loft, if you will. We have utilized some dog panels and some shade. And really what happened is I got the opportunity to get some quality birds, and I really couldn't pass up the opportunity, but I wasn't 100% ready for those birds to show up yet. So I put my cart before my horse, as they say sometimes, and we're gonna deal with it. But ultimately, I wanna talk to you about a couple things here. First of all, what you're looking at right now is where my new loft will go, somewhere in this vicinity. It's gonna give us, the old bird pens here are 24 foot long, so it's gonna give us the vicinity of putting up a fairly good sized building in this area, given the propane tank, plenty of room, whatever, propane tank. Guy can get his hose through here, it's fine. So we're gonna have a breeding section, and then we're gonna have some flying sections, and I had it all planned out and I was gonna have it done by now, and then I started doing some research and I'm like, I really need to do this right. So I bought a book and I've been looking online. I set up a Pinterest account because, surprisingly enough, Pinterest is one of the best places to find more information about lofts and the things to look at in lofts and pictures of lofts, and there's not really a lot of other options out there. So Pinterest it is, and then we are going to be setting that up because I'm going to try my hand at a little bit of racing. Now, I want to get in here with you guys. We're gonna do, let me set this down here and this down here. I'm gonna go over some of these new birds I've got, as well as some of the ways that we're going to be changing things. I, by no means, am a pigeon expert, and if you are watching these videos or if you've seen any of my others, you know that I've got some pigeon knowledge, but my pigeon knowledge is not complete. Let's go with my pigeon knowledge is not complete. I'm always looking to learn, so if you come here and you say, hey, you really should be doing that different, throw it in the comments below, but just understand, I am no expert and I'm not claiming to be. So throw it in there and say, hey, you should really look into this or you should really look into that. All I want to do is do a better job for these pigeons that I've got. So I'm going to get a little bit of feed. All of the feed that I am using is pigeon specific feed here, and this bag's getting low. That is enough for breakfast, and I am feeding these guys twice a day, a specific measured amount. Some of the information I've been able to find is anywhere between 1 ounce, so what pigeons should eat in a day, anywhere between 1 ounce and 1¼ ounce, depending on what their activity is. Are they flying? If they're breeding birds, it's gonna be a little more than that, or potentially free feed, something to that effect. But in this case of kind of learning these birds, them learning me, we're gonna put a little more emphasis on measuring out that food, making sure that they're getting the right amount of food every day and incorporating that into 2 separate meals. So right now I have 18 birds, because if you saw before, I got 10 new birds. Well, Aiden absolutely loves to help me feed the pigeons, and we were having a little struggle bus time getting through fast enough the little gate that I've got set up here, which, like I said, it is a makeshift setup with dog kennel panels and a shade for now until we get this bad boy done, which is on the way very, very, very soon. But struggle bust a little bit, trying to get through the gate. Couple birds, gone, not to be seen again. So that's life. Now, I got this opportunity, and I want to say a big thank you to Caleb for reaching out. He said that his grandfather has raced pigeons and done some of that for a long time, and he was happy enough to share me some information, get me set up, and actually got me hooked up with some really, really cool new birds that I'm going to show you guys today. This would be one of them. These would be 2 more of them. There's another one, and that bird, and then these guys are from before. And then this bird, and this bird. So these all on the ground here. I've got lots of perching rails to kind of give everybody some room to sit, and they've been using them a lot. They seem to really enjoy that. Changing water on the daily, keeping that clean and fresh for them. Now, we're going to sit down here, and this is kind of what I've been working with these guys on the regular. And I will be right back. All right, now, I kind of come in here, I spend some time with these birds. I'm trying to get comfortable with them get comfortable with me, and I am starting this feeding process, which I'm gonna measure this out here, make sure I've got the right amount. And which I was saying is approximately 1 to 1 1/4 ounces of feed, which is, right now I believe the stuff that I've got is 22%, which, or right at 20%, I'd have to look to make sure. That might be a smidgeny high as these birds aren't flying a ton, but they're younger birds, trying to put a little bit of weight on them as they're growing. But I am working on some hand feeding as well as a little bit of whistle training. So essentially here, and then I toss out a little bit of feed for them, and let them eat. Everybody is ready to eat as they're getting the appropriate amount of food. That's that 1 ounce per bird per day. So we break that in half. So at 18 birds, they would need 9 ounces, which would be approximately just over a cup of feed in the morning and a cup of feed in the evening. And right now I've had plenty of time to be able to come out and spend 10, 15, 20 minutes with them, getting them worked up into, even some of them are getting more comfortable to eat out of my hand. You can see a good mixture of some of the newer birds, some of the older birds coming in here. Gonna let them clean that up, and then we'll do another little whistle blast here. Good. So some of these new birds are really, really, really pretty. We have, this is a blue bar, and this is a blue bar, and those are, I don't know the term yet, I need to look it up, but it's like nestmates. They're from the same breeding. These two here that are brother and brother, sister and sister. We don't have them sexed yet. And then I have this bird here, which is a dark check. A little difficult doing one-handed. This is a dark check bird. I'll let you go. I need to set this up so that I can do not one-handed here. This is a dark check bird. These are blue bars. This is a blue check bird. And there are 2 dark checks, which would be right here and right here. Those are from the same pair. And then blue check here. I might have pointed out the wrong one. This is a blue check here. We can check band numbers here in a second. And then this is the other that was, I believe, a blue check, but I'll check numbers. These are a fair amount darker. That bird there. Let's get you guys some more food. So we've got 2 blue bars, 2 dark checks, and then 2 red checks, which I believe are these 2 birds here. And then 2 red bars, which are this one. And the other young one would be this guy there, and then that one in the back over there. And he has been a little more standoffish. Let's go with another little round of food here. Go. Flying down to eat. Good. And then we're gonna get this set up here so that they can do more out of my hand. Trying to tame these birds a little bit. They're young. All these birds are right about 30 days old. These newer birds, a little older. I've been throwing a little bit of grit out for them to kind of be able to pick that as they need. But I'm really, these birds are really cool looking. As they mature, they're gonna change colors just a little bit more, but It's been a lot of fun to look at them. These other birds, I did find out the colored birds are pretty to look at. They're definitely homers and purebred homers, but they aren't going to be the same racing quality that the potential of these newer birds are that I got. And here you go. Here's another little handful, guys. Ready to eat. Ready to eat. Ooh. There you go. And these birds have names yet, but I'm sure they're all going to, because my goal with these new birds is to utilize them as my breeding birds, that then I will fly their offspring. So these guys, guys and gals, I plan to keep around for a little while. Now, I'm gonna get another scoop here, and that will be, this is gonna end up being their morning, and what I'm gonna do is throw kind of the rest of this out for them. Blow the whistle here, get these guys down from perches. Let's let some of them fly back up again so I can kind of call them back down. Now, a couple different things that I was going over with the gentleman that got me these birds is, I have my notes here. And of the new birds, we have some, it's a blue bar with white flights and then a blue bar. Those are the two from the same nest. They're out of lean boars lines. Then we have four of the birds are from Sion lines. We have two silvers, which that might actually be those ones that I was saying something about reds with them. That might be technically the silvers. This guy here and that little girl there, guy, gal. Don't know yet. Then we have, so 4 Sion birds and then red check and one that says don't know what it'll be yet, or they're both red checks based on these notes. Then I have some pretty cool birds that are a D. Dolly / Jan Arden cross with Queen of the Netherlands. That'd be 2 other bigger name birds, and those are going to be the blue checks, and the dark checks that are in here are Gabby Vanenbiel and a few other lines that he has kind of crossed in here. And that I can show more specifics on the pedigrees if you guys are actually interested in that. But a couple things that these guys came with are their PMV and adenovirus and Circo 3-in-1 shots. And it was interesting to me because I've never really heard of vaccinating pigeons, but it's something that I'm going to try to continue, as well as they got their bovine vaccinations as well. He recommended doing this once a year, so I'm going to look into getting these and be able to continue to maintain this, as well as vaccinating the current birds that I have already. So what I want to do here is get everybody's kind of perching back up a little bit. We'll go and then toss that out for them to eat and finish eating there. Now, of the things that I will be working on, one of which is the big one, most important right now, is getting the loft built so they can get out of this temporary area, which the temporary area in general is doing all right for them, but we need to move sooner rather than later to get them a little more space and the right things for them. Some of the cool things that I am very excited about is I'm going to be looking into a local racing group. I believe there's one out of Wichita, as well as just some guys right here in Hutchinson that I can kind of reach out to and maybe get involved in races. That'll be a little bit, but being able to go kind of participate and figure that process out, as well as my goal with these young birds is, as I'm learning things, I'm going to try and show that stuff to you guys. What I'm learning, what I'm taking as recommendations, how things are and are not working for us, and what we end up changing. And I'm really, really excited to watch these birds continue to grow and become definitely a little bigger fan of me, which right now is not the case. Good. Let's see if we get this set up here. Come on, tripod. All right. So this pretty bird here. Oop. Come on now. He's one of the blue checks. I'm definitely interested in eating right now, but just being able to spend this extra time to continue handling and help them to get much more comfortable with this process as we go along. Good. All right, guys, that is all I have for today with these new birds. I was excited to show you and talk about some of the things that we're working on. Thanks for watching. Throw the comments down below. If this is your first time to the channel, definitely hit that subscribe button. I'm going to be doing quite a few more pigeon videos as we're building the new loft, as we're starting to fly them, as we're teaching, training, doing all of these things, as well as keep you posted on the offspring that come out of these new birds that we're going to try and start a racing loft with. Thanks for watching. I'm the guy with the pink gun, and we will see you in the next pigeon video.